Afternoon, YouTube. Holy Sasquatch here. Raven and I are sitting down here at the Suspicious River. It's January 3rd, 2026, apparently. And while I'm still motivated and inclined, I figured I'd just keep rolling with the stories that I never posted before. So this is another fireside ramble. And this one here, which one was I going to tell you? Oh yeah, this is a lost time for sure, dude. This is very bizarre. And I guess I don't really need a segue, but I will say briefly that once I was always open to Sasquatch, and I've talked about this in the past. I never thought much of it, but I'm an open person, very open-minded. But anyways, once I decided or discovered Sasquatch, holy moly, this is like the real deal, and I found my first track and blah blah blah. I think for some people maybe it takes a while, and I'm not saying I'm fucking special because I know that this has happened to others as well, but I was definitely on the fast track to from physical living, physical being, like an animal, dude, like a deer, right? You can track these bitches in the woods. They leave tracks. It's legit. They sticks in the woods. There's all this physical evidence, circumstantial or whatever you want to call it. I don't care, but regardless, like, and then so I'm finding all this stuff, and then I'd go on you. It doesn't matter. I'm already rambling, but they went from a physical being right into the weird shit in short order. Like, yeah. So anyways, this story here, this is a legitimate lost time. And anyway, oh, my finger was in the way. I have to hold this thing. I didn't bring my duct tape this time. I usually put it on a stick and use some duct tape. So still down here in Gifford, lost time, and I was at Canyon Crick, which is just down, it's further south on the 23. It's up past, I can't think of the name of the cutoff, but anyways, it's another probably 15 miles in from where I'm at right now. And I'd never camped there before, and I found it one day on Thumper, so I came back up here the next month, and I told my wife this is where I'm going, Canyon Crick, which is coincidentally, like, there's the East Canyon Crick, and I went there too, and that's a whole nother story. But anyways, it was cool to see that this is called Canyon Crick, and it's a neat spot, but it has a weird feeling to it. And like, I noticed it the first time I went there when I found it, and then I went back there to camp, and like, it's a weird spot, dude. And the water's kind of hard to get to as well. I mean, like, it's right there in the creek, but it's like big slippery boulders, and if you fall in that, dude, there's a waterfall right there. So anyways, the water, holy moly, here we go. So the place has a weird vibe. I'm actually kind of going back in my mind and remembering all this, obviously. But yeah, and it was kind of raining too, this is not a great spot for rain. It's one of those spots when it's raining, like, the sun doesn't come through it no matter what time of the day. You're in the trees. It's all open underneath the trees, and you can see. It'd be good for hunting. But anyway, so I'd been there. I always go like 3 days and whatever, 4 nights, 3 days, whatever it turns out to be. So I was like a couple days in, and it was in the morning, and I was trying to get a fire started, and I'm on Thumper, and Thumper's parked right there, drinking coffee, and it's wet, and I'm having a hard time with the fire, but I finally, like, I feel like maybe I got a chance, and it's gonna try. So as I'm standing up and I'm thinking my coffee's getting cold, I hear what I could only describe as like a giant metal door opening in the woods. And in my mind, I pictured it like opening from the ground up, like, I don't know, dude, like some space door or something. But it like went, I have no idea how to make the sound, but I heard a giant metal door open in the woods, and it was inside of 100 yards from where I was camping, right behind me, further up the creek into the shit. And I thought, holy moly, like, my wife's always telling me I should write all this stuff down, and I don't. And I thought, hey, my wife's always telling me to write all this stuff down, like, I'm going to write this down, because I've never heard this shit. Like, there's no legitimate explanation to be almost 30 miles into the woods and hear a metal freaking door opening just right by my camp. So I went into my tent and I got my little notebook and a pen and my fire's still trying. And I turn around to write on Thumper on the seat of my bike. And I kind of get in like a, I don't know what you call it, like a little, you know, like a ready stance. So I'm kind of squatted, scooched down a minute. So I can write on the seat. I'm 6 foot tall, so I have to like lean down. And I thought, well, this will only take a minute and this will be, you know, good for my legs. I always think about stuff like that, but regardless. So I crack open my notebook and I go to start writing. And everything's going all right for a minute. And then all of a sudden I realize, like, this is taking fucking forever, dude. Like, why is this taking so long? And I feel like I'm looking through my eyes, but I can't do shit. And I like see my hands. It was very weird, dude. Like disassociative, if that makes any sense. But I realize I'm still standing there at my bike, and I know what I'm trying to do, but I can't freaking do it. Like, I cannot write. Like, the shit just ain't working, and I'm just like stuck there. And I'm thinking, God damn it, just come on and write. This will only take a minute. And I'm trying to like clarify my thoughts, and I just like, I muscled through it. And it feels like it took forever, dude. I have no idea how long any of this took. And then finally I make myself start writing again, and I write this shit down. Very brief, like 2 sentences. I'm just like, let me just get anything down so I can just move, right? And I'm like, it just sucked. It was so weird, and it felt like I was sitting there forever, and I just kept telling myself, hurry up and write, dude, just hurry up and get done. So I finally get done, and I stand up, and and my first thought is, holy shit, my legs are sore as fuck, dude. And that took a long time. And I'm like, man, where's my coffee? It's probably cold. And so I turn around, and my fire is like it's not even smoldering. Like, it's cold. My fire is cold. It don't even look like I even messed with it. And I'm like, what in the fuck is going on here? And I put I felt it and everything, dude. And I'm telling you, like, you couldn't even, yeah. Like, I realized, I told you I was just starting my fire, but like it was, anyways, there was no heat, dude. And it's not like yeah. Oh my goodness. So that's when I realized, holy shit, I was standing there for a minute trying to write that down. And then I went back and I opened my notebook back up, and I looked at my writing, and you can see when I started writing, it looks like my handwriting. And then that's like the first couple sentences. And then when I started writing again, you can tell that it's so labored, and it really doesn't even look like I'm writing, dude, but it looks very labored and strange. And man, I don't even know. It had to, I would say 20 minutes, half an hour of just sitting there. And I thought that was just so fucking bizarre. And then so, because I'm me, you know, like 10 minutes later, I'm like on to the next thing, and I wasn't thinking about it too much more. I did, however, go back, and I don't recall if I followed it in. That wasn't a YouTube video. I might have made a personal video for my wife, but I did walk back there. And it felt really weird back there, but I certainly didn't see like a clearing or any place where like some giant steel door would open up. But I walked about 200 yards, and it gets real crappy right away. As soon as you leave the little camping area, you're just walking into the shit. So I found a deer trail, and was just kind of making my way back there. And I did find a dead end weird spot where it cut back into this like hole underneath some shit that looked like, I don't even know, dude, like a little den or something. But yeah, anyway, so I figure it was at least 20 to 30 minutes of like me not knowing what the hell was going on, standing there in that like ready position, trying to like write down the fact that I had an experience of hearing a metal door. So I don't know what the hell happened there or what happens when you have a lost time experience like that. But I'm telling you, dude, metal doors in the woods don't go together, and that was definitely. I haven't camped there since. Not that I'm scared to go back by any stretch, but the water's like difficult to get to. It's a danger. It's a hazard, dude. And I'm a very safety-oriented person, and I'll ride the line, and I'll be the first one to look over the edge. But I don't do stupid shit if I don't need to. But yeah, I haven't been back there. I've ridden over there a couple times and just rode into the site and checked it out, and it still feels the same to me. It feels fucking weird in there. But yeah, that's the story of the metal door and lost time at Canyon Crick off the 23 down here in Gifford National Forest. So thank you again for your time. I'll probably do a couple more videos I've been thinking about while I'm down here camping with my dog. And in the interim, Raven's going to keep chewing on that stick. I'm going to grab another cup of coffee. And until my next video, always Sasquatch out.